Well, hello there, Harvey Lynch here, the Business Profit Coach, welcoming you to this four-part mini video series on the four primary ways in which to grow nearly any business. Now, what do I mean by nearly any business? Well, if your business relies on getting customers and clients for your business to be able to grow, then this mini series is definitely for you. So I invite you to join me up at the whiteboard now, and we can have a look at part one on the four primary ways to grow nearly any business. All right, we're back inside, up at the whiteboard. I'm excited to bring you the first in the four-part mini-series on the four primary ways in which to grow nearly any business. Now, over the next four-part series I'm bringing you, you can find a lot of this information we're going to be talking about in a copy of my latest book, Business Success Secrets Handbook. This is a book that I've jam-packed full of value and more on tips, techniques, and strategies that you can use to grow any business, even in the toughest of economies. So if you would like to grab a copy of that, you can head on over to buildbetterbusiness.com.au. That's buildbetterbusiness.com.au, and I'll be happy to send out a free copy of this to you over there. So make sure you grab a copy of that. So what is the first of the four primary ways? Well, let's dive straight in, shall we? The first of the four primary ways is very simply to get more customers, right? Very simple to say, not so simple to do, right? Because we know that getting more customers is the most difficult, the most costly, and the most time-consuming method of all into actually growing your business, right? When we talk about cost, it is 6 to 8 times more expensive to land a new customer than it is to sell to an existing one. As well as when we talk about the difficulty of that, it's actually 16 times easier to sell to an existing customer than it is to try and sell to a new customer as well, right? Because we've got to go through building trust, building likability, building credibility when we're trying to land a new customer, right? So how do you get new customers? Well, quite often when I'm discussing this subject with business owners, a lot of the time the feedback comes back is, well, we just are really good at what we do, so word of mouth really generates business for us. Now, I'm going to talk on that topic just for a moment because, yes, word of mouth is very, very good, very powerful in growing your business, but it's not so much the method of word of mouth. It's the fact that we really don't have any control, any idea on when that next customer is going to come along, right? We cannot predict how effective it's working. We cannot measure the effectiveness of it so we can optimize that and improve that word of mouth getting to us, right? The only thing we have really is to be the best at what we do. Now, if you're familiar with a gentleman, Walt Disney, right? Walt Disney created Disneyland over in the US, and he created it using what he calls his law of, I'll just pop this up here, his law of unlimited abundance, right? Now, this law states that do what you do so well that when others see you do it, they will want to see you do it again. And when you do, they will bring others to see you do it as well. So what I would like to do when talking about word of mouth and growing your business during the word of mouth is doing what you do, right? Let's break this down and have a look at it. So this is do what you do, right? That's what you do and nobody else does. So this day and age, you've got so many competitors out there all sort of competing for the same business, right? It's what you do that's going to develop your uniqueness in the marketplace over and above what anyone else is doing. Quite often we discuss the term of look at what everyone else is doing and do the opposite. Well, it kind of has an effect when we talk about bringing your uniqueness to the marketplace in generating business that way, right? The next part is do what you do so well, right? That's so well meaning doing it to the utmost of your abilities. No longer do we have a satisfied customer anymore. We must have an absolutely thrilled customer that is absolutely ecstatic that they've received the value you've provided for them in your product or service, right? So that when they get that, when others see you do it, right, these are new customers we're talking about now. Others see you do it, they will want to see you do it again, right, which is repeat business. Okay, so that's one of the main profit drivers in a business is repeat purchases over the year. What can we do to generate more purchases from the same customer? Well, being the best at what we do is one of them. And when that happens, we'll bring others to see you do it as well. Bring others, right? What does that mean? Well, that means referrals, right? They will bring other people just like them to come and patronize your product or service and your business to get the same value that they received, right? So do what you do so well that when others see you do it, they will want to see you do it again and will bring others to see you do it as well. So Walt Disney, a very, very powerful, the law of unlimited abundance is if you run by that mantra every day, then using word of mouth, you will not look back. It will be a massive thing in helping you grow your business. Take a copy of that and stick it up on the wall at work, right? Because it works, all right? So let's have a look now at other ways in which we can get more customers, right? So I might just get rid of that. Getting more customers, right? So the first way in which we can look at getting more customers is increasing or generating more leads. Now, if you don't know what the term lead is, it's simply generating inquiries. Generating inquiries for your business, right? Now, when we talk about lead generation, it must be systemized, right? So we need to know effectively and predictably when we operate this system that we know pretty much the results we're going to get from it. But quite often when we're looking at this or when most business owners that are unfamiliar with generating leads through marketing strategies, right, they overlook 4 key principles inside of what lead generation is, right? The first of the 4 principles is the market. Should use a different pen for this, I might do that. Right, so understanding your market. Right, understanding your market. So drawing up your ideal client that you would like to work with. What is going on in the minds of your customers, right, that they need so much? What is the pain points that they're going through? What are the struggles, the challenges? What are their hopes, their needs, their fears, right, and their desires that they want that your solution, your product or service, your solution can actually do for them, and really start to understand what it is that they really want, right, so that you can then put a message together, right? You can then put a message together that actually generates that curiosity. Okay, so this guy's talking about the solution to my problems, right? Now I'm going to make the inquiry. I'm going to look further into that. I'm curious now, putting that message together so that it generates a response, right? Now, how do we get that message out there? Well, we must use the right medium. Now, what do I mean by the medium? Well, most people think sticking an ad out into the universe, whether that be an ad in the newspaper or an ad on the radio, the TV, or Facebook ads in digital marketing, or Google ads in search engines as well, is the simple and most effective way of doing that. But understanding your market. So part of understanding your market is where does my ideal client hang out, right? Where do they normally spend their time, whether it be on social media, or does my market, is the demographic of my market generally not really interested in social media? Your target market might be people that are 50 or 60 years old and above. So they're not really likely to be spending a lot of time on social media, are they? So they might be more inclined to be listening to the radio or television, whether you could send your message through that medium to be able to target them a lot better, right, and getting much better response from that marketing campaign, right? So using the right medium is effective in driving down your cost of lead acquisition as well as actually getting in front of that target, the people that you want to generate inquiries from, is making sure that you use the right medium. Now, I just dropped my pen back again. So the fourth little area now in making sure that our lead generation system is effective, right? We've got market, we've got message, we've got medium, and now the fourth one is the motivation. What is the motivating factor that's going to compel that person to take action on the offer in your message, right? So we understand our market, we've put a message out to that market through our right medium. Now, what's the motivating factor for them to compel them to take action on what we've said, right? Is going to complete the diamond. They're going to actually generate the business for them. If they're motivated, then yes, they're going to respond if your message is compelling enough that you can actually help them out. So market, message, medium, and motivation is the four target areas. Once we get all of those right, then our lead generation system is going to perform much, much better for us, right? Now, I just want to iterate the term system again, because everything we do in business at some point in time must be systemized, right? So that we know that every time the system is running, it's producing predictable, reliable, and affordable results, right? That we can use to grow our business, okay? So that there is the discussion on leads, right? So one of the ways in which we can generate new customers for our business. Now, the second way in which we can get more customers, right, is actually increasing our conversion rate. Right, that is the rate in which we convert leads or inquiries into our business into actually paying clients now, right? So we have a lead come in, our lead generation system is ended, and now it's transitioned into our sales system, where we take that lead and walk them through a journey into actually becoming a paying client, right? So if, let's just say, for example, if you had 10 leads come into your business this week, how many of those 10 leads would you generally convert into paying customers? So if that was 3, right, 3 out of 10, your conversion rate would be 30%, right? And that's what we look at when we're looking at the conversion rate of a client's business, is looking at what is that rate. Because then when we know that, we can actually put strategies in place to actually help improve that conversion rate. So increasing conversions is one of the main profit drivers in any business, right? Increasing the conversions which leads turn to customers is very, very important and effective at getting more customers as well. So what is a simple way that you can help increase that conversion rate? Well, simply sales training is a very, very effective way. Sales is all generates from a conversation with people, isn't it? We don't have a business unless we've got happy clients, and clients are people, but it's a conversation that we have from the very beginning, right? That's actually going to build that likability, build the trust with that prospect, build the credibility. Did I say credibility already? Likability, trust, and credibility, right? That's actually going to help that person make a decision in their mind that, yes, I like this person. I think they can solve my problems that I have, right? And converting that, turning that person into an actual paying customer. They're going to give you money now for the value that they receive in return. So sales training is very effective. Other ways in which to increase conversions is things like using social proof in your marketing. Social proof such as testimonials, reviews, if you're online, getting reviews on your Google and your Facebook and things like that. Using that social proof in your marketing is a psychological trigger that people always go through when they're deciding to make a buying decision, right? So social proof, using things like testimonials in your marketing, is very, very helpful in increasing that conversion rate, right? Now, making sure that that is systemized as well, right? Making sure there's that your sales process is a system that converts at the highest rate possible, right? So I would encourage you, when looking at increasing your conversion rate, is to map out your entire sales process. Everyone that sells to customers has a sales process. Now, your sales process, if you're online, it might be through Facebook ads to a website or a landing page, and from there there's a call to action to go into a next page where they fill out their details on an e-commerce page when they buy off the internet. Or your business could be simply like the retail space we spoke about before. So an inquiry comes in, right? Your floor staff are now talking and communicating with the lead that's come in, right? They walk them through the steps on helping them find and what they want, solve their problem that they have, and then taking them to the cash register now, where they are then buying those products and items off you and converting that way. So everyone has a process involved when selling to customers, and I would encourage you to map out yours so you can then look at, okay, where are the blockages now in my sales process, right? Where are the blockages, and how can I improve or eliminate that blockage in there that's taking place? So therefore, if let's just say if you're if you're in the online, let's just draw it out now, okay? So if you have a Facebook ad come in, it takes them to your website, right? And from the website, it then goes to another landing page, the checkout page, right? And then from there, it could be a phone call that gets made, right? This is a very simple diagram, but it could be a phone call that gets made to that prospect, right? To walk them through the final steps of the decision-making process. Now, if you're finding that there's a blockage about here in your sales process where people are actually getting to this page, but then they're leaving, right? You might want to bring this call up to here, right? So once they're on the site and they've filled out their contact information, right, and the next step is perhaps bring this call back up here where they can then actually start talking to a person, and you can walk them through the steps that they need to in actually getting to the solution that they want, and then shifting the checkout over here, right, which is the last step. And when they are at that checkout, then they know that they're definitely going to solve their problem, so then they're more than likely to hand money over. A very simple diagram of a sales process, but when mapping it out, have a look at, okay, where's the flow, draw the flow, and then find any blockages that may be appearing, and then eliminate those by actually making some changes, right? When we're doing this testing, don't have to turn the whole thing upside down. Test and measure is what marketing and sales is all about. So just test out where the blockages are, right? And you will find that you will actually make small improvements, a few percent here, a few percent there. But at the end of the day, if you got a 10% better conversion rate, right, and you worked out what that was in the equivalent of dollars to your business or profits to your bottom line, then you'll be quite surprised on how well increasing conversion rates will have on your bottom line of your business. Now, the next way of getting more customers is through referrals. Now, we spoke earlier about word of mouth, right? Now, word of mouth, Walt Disney had it down pat, is through doing what you do so well that it rubs off on others. Well, referrals now, what I mean by referrals is a system that we can actually use that delivers predictable, reliable, and affordable results each and every time we use it. So if we used your existing client database and we segmented your existing database into A class, B class, right? A class, B class, and C class clients, and we used this referral strategy on just your A class clients, right? They're more than likely to bring you more A class type clients, aren't they? So how do we do that? Well, we incentivize the system. So let's just say, for example, each year you have a customer appreciation method you use. So you perhaps send out a gift to your existing clients to say thank you for your support and your patronage over the last 12 months. We really appreciate it. Here's a gift to say thanks, right? Very, very simple. But if we incentivize that, if we actually incentivize it by giving them a gift to then hand to their clients as a gift from them, right? Not to their clients, to someone that they know could benefit from our service as a gift from them. And if they did, they would receive something in return. Then how effective would that be at actually your customers generating you more business, right? That actually becomes referral type business that is coming in systematically, because we know when they do come in that it's going to perform each and every time we use it. So referrals with a strategy and systemized strategy, very, very powerful to do that, and very, very effective. And we know that when we have referrals come in, they are pretty well using, you're leveraging the trust, the credibility and the likability of your existing client database. It is so much more powerful to land referrals as clients than it is to actually go out there and try and generate that trust and credibility with new prospects, right? You're leveraging off your existing clients. So very, very powerful strategy, and very, very cost effective, and very timely, very fast to action and put into play. So, and then obviously when the referrals come in, they are still a lead, right? So increasing the conversion rate of those referral leads at the same time is going to help you increase the customers that you have as well, right? So everything we do, we must have a system wrapped around it. We must systemize the whole strategy, and so we know that it's predictable, it's reliable, and it's affordable and effective each and every time we put the system into action, right? And that actually brings us to the end of video 1, chatting about the first of the 4 primary ways in which to grow nearly any business, right, is to get more customers, right? And if we look at all those different techniques, not techniques, but strategies we spoke about today, the main points that we can actually exploit and really use to generate more customers, then we're going to have much better effect on growing our profits for our business through getting more customers that way. So very well hope that's given you some value on that today. Now, looking forward to getting you the second step or second video in our 4-part mini series on the 4 primary ways to grow any business. So we look forward to getting that to you very soon. So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you then. Bye for now.